Dr. Carter, 410.
Hey.
Dr. Sherry.
Happy New Year.
Hey, you too.
Julie sure brought in the millennium with a bang.
Oh, you noticed.
Not to mention keeping up the tradition of someone interrupting Lucy's weddings.
Well, did you also happen to notice that she saved the guard's life, rescued little Christina? Looks like you're gonna have to admit it, Eve. Julie is not the monster that some people are making her out to be.
Yeah. Well, she's not a Girl Scout either.
You know, you might just change your tune when you hear what Greg Cooper has to say on the stand today.
You're counting on Cooper's testimony to free Julie, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I mean, I never thought I'd have to depend on that psychopath for anything, but after Rachel blew it on the stand, well, looks like Greg Cooper holds the key to Julie's freedom.
Congratulations. You made the front page. What else is new? It's the first time you've made the headlines for being a hero. And I am so very proud of you, Julie. You have shown everyone what a good person you really are. And I've got to believe that doing the right thing can only help your case.
Well, the jury won't hear what I did or didn't do. They can't read the papers or watch the news. And even if they could, what difference would it make?
I realize that there have been some setbacks in your case the last few days, but you've got to remain positive.
No, it's getting hard to do, Rachel. Can't you understand what it's like to be locked up in here? And how much harder it is now after being with Christina?
You will be with Christina again. Believe me.
She was in my arms. And now she's not because I did the right thing and didn't run away. My only chance of holding her again depends on Greg Cooper's testimony today.
Well, don't worry. Greg Cooper won't let us down. Everything is gonna be fine.
Oh, Kevin Collins. What a surprise. Let me guess, you're here to support your little brother on his big day.
Oh, not unless you're planning a New Year's resolution to tell the truth on the stand later.
If that's your way of asking for a sneak preview of my testimony, you can forget it. You're just gonna have to wait like everyone else.
Actually, that's why I'm here. There are some people who seem to think they already know what you're going to say. Like Rachel Locke. But then that doesn't surprise me. She's obviously pulling your strings now anyway.
Hey, I am nobody's puppet. Nobody tells me what to do.
You're scared. You are. You're scared. At least you were when you left that message on my answering machine. You remember that? You told me that Rachel was dangerous.
Okay, look, let's get this straight. I am calling the shots here, not Dr. Locke.
Maybe you are. And then maybe you're not. You know, you fool a lot of people, Greg. But you don't fool me. And if you get on that stand and confess to the general homicide murders, I'll know that Rachel is running the show, not you.
Rachel is not running things, no matter what you say. But you're not as stupid as you look, bro. There's a lot more to the good doctor than meets the eye. A lot of deep, dark secrets in there.
Well, I'll tell you what I see when I look at Rachel. A woman who will do anything to get her patient cleared, including convincing you to take the rap for a murder you didn't commit.
Why is it so hard for you to accept the fact that I killed Canellos and the others on my own?
Oh, I don't know, Greg. Maybe all the boasting that you orchestrated the whole thing from the comfort of your room at Concord.
I lied.
Well, you were pretty convincing.
Well, did I tell you I minored in acting in college? And thus, I clothe my naked villainy with odd old ends stolen forth of Holy Writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil.
Right. It's just that you went to so much trouble to point the finger at Julie. I mean, you made sure that everyone knew that you spent almost a year training her to be your own personal, private hit person.
Ah, company. Oh, villainous company have been the spoil of me.
You through?
Yeah.
Good. You see, I just can't understand why you would suddenly flip. Just suddenly take responsibility for everything. Unless you got a little extra incentive from Rachel.
Oh, God, you must be getting slow. I already told you, she did not put me up to this.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rachel isn't behind this. Maybe you just thought it was time to come forward and admit that you acted alone.
Exactly. What you see before you is a repentant sinner. I take full responsibility for each and every one of those deaths. Hallelujah.
All right, well, I have to say, though, I'm disappointed. Here I was convinced that you had masterminded the whole thing, and now I realize you just went out there and did it yourself. I guess you're not the genius I thought you were.
Time for court, Cooper.
You listen to me, you dime store shrink. I am bigger than you or Rachel Locke. I do what I want. Do you understand that? And whatever I say in court today will be because I want to say it. Nobody manipulates me. Not Dr. Locke. And for damn sure, not you.
Hey, whoa. Where are you going? You got a plane to catch?
I'm heading over to Julie's trial. Don't want to be late.
Me too. Can I come with you?
Sure, as long as you promise not to play any of that Tom Jones.
I promise, no music, okay? Besides, I want to talk about Rachel.
I have nothing to say.
Are you serious? Aren't you the least bit worried after what came out about her at the trial?
Give it a rest, will you? Do you really think I'm going to side with you and Kevin after the little bombshell he threw onto Julie's case?
Look, neither Kevin nor I want Julie to be released. Yet. We are trying to protect her, not hurt her, Chris.
I don't want to have this debate about Julie again.
Fine, we won't have a debate about Julie. I don't want to talk about Julie. I want to talk about Rachel. Don't you see the similarities between Julie and Rachel's former patient?
She had 2 patients with similar histories. So what?
Rachel has a habit of trying to exonerate obsessed murderers.
She's a shrink. That's the kind of people she treats.
I can't believe you're not freaked out about this. You know, the Chris Ramsey I know is way too smart to not be suspicious about someone like Rachel Locke.
Look, what I think about Rachel doesn't really matter. The important thing is getting Julie released.
So let me get this straight. You don't even care about who Rachel is, just as long as you can use her to free Julie.
Bingo. Yeah, but don't worry about Rachel Locke. Look, I'm not blind to her. I know she has her own personal agenda. And trust me, I'll be watching her very closely to see what she pulls next.
You certainly look fashionable today.
Do I look innocent?
You are innocent. So, shall we go to court? You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
You're still thinking of Christina.
I was holding her. After all this time. And she was so warm, and her skin smelled so sweet. And she was peaceful, as if she knew she was right where she was supposed to be.
I'm sure she did know.
It was like this incredible dream come true. And then I wake up back at Ferncliff without her. My baby is changing, Rachel. She's growing up, and I'm missing it all.
But when you do get her back, when she takes her first steps, when she loses her first tooth, those moments, you're going to cherish that much more.
She was in my arms. And I gave her back to Lucy. What was I thinking? I should have escaped when I had the chance.
Oh, Julie, you loved Christina too much to keep her with you. You know you couldn't give your little girl any kind of a life on the run.
I want my little girl.
Trust me. You'll have her. You and Christina will be reunited soon enough.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, Rachel. I appreciate all you've done for me. I truly do. But what if you're wrong about me being acquitted? The way you were wrong about your other patient being fit to function in society.
That's just it. I wasn't wrong. Jane Phillips, she could have led a perfectly happy, successful life. Yes, her mind had been infiltrated by a cult, and that's a horrible, devastating violation. But is it insurmountable? No. If she would have listened to me.
But just because she didn't always take her medication,
No, she willfully stopped taking her medication, Julie. I know what's best for me. That's what she always used to say. And then she stopped coming to her therapy sessions. And when she did come, she doubted what I said. And then finally, she didn't believe me at all.
And that's when she killed her father.
Mr. Phillips didn't stand a chance when Jane started to disobey me. You're different, Julie. You've had faith in me, and because of it, you've made incredible progress.
We'll see what kind of progress I've really made today. It'll be the first time I've seen Greg Cooper since, he had me under his control. When he'd convinced me I was his sister, Marcia.
Greg Cooper can't hurt you.
Yeah, but what if I see him and it happens again? What if I just look at him and bam, I think I'm Marcia?
Julie, you know who you are. Greg Cooper has no power over you.
Maybe you're convinced, but I'm not. I'm still afraid everything we've worked for is going to be lost the minute that I see Greg Cooper in that courtroom.
Well, well, well. There he is. Poor Charles' grave robber. You dug up any new skeletons to throw at the jury today?
I think they deserve to hear what kind of so-called care Julie's been receiving.
You put Julie's entire defense at risk because you attack Rachel's credibility.
Chris, I'm just trying to make sure that your wife doesn't end up like Jane Phillips.
Yeah, and in doing so, you have maybe sentenced her to a life in prison or even worse. Thank you so much for your help.
Hey, Rachel is the one who screwed this up, not Kevin. She's the one who pushed for this trial.
Don't you see? Unless Rachel's secrets all come out in the open, Julie doesn't stand a chance.
Now, let's get something straight right now. Even if you and I agreed about Rachel wholeheartedly, we are still not on the same team. Because I'm on Julie's side, and it's very clear to me that you're not.
Well, so much for Chris helping us get the goods on Rachel.
He did admit to me that he has his suspicions about her also.
A lot of good that does us now. Seems every direction I turn, Rachel's already been there.
Did you get Cooper to admit that Rachel bribed him for his testimony tonight?
No, he wouldn't tell me anything. Actually, I got the impression he knew I was trying to manipulate him. I just hope he didn't tip our hand.
I'll bet you did better than you realize.
Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's face it. Greg's testimony will make or break Julie's case.
Hey, Pookie. Save any more lives today?
Not so far.
Well, you're still my hero. How you feeling?
Apprehensive. It's been a while since I've been around Cooper, and you never know what to expect from him. Julie, don't forget what you're after here, your freedom. As long as you stay focused on your goal, no one can keep you from reaching it, not even Greg Cooper. Nothing will stop you from getting what you want.
Dara, how do you think it'll go today?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know what Cooper will say, how he will appear to the jury. I have to admit, I'm a little bit concerned.
Well, can you damage his credibility by playing up how crazy he is?
Well, I will certainly do my best, but whether a witness is credible or not, a jury tends to believe a confession, you know? I've seen that happen before.
Well, he might not confess.
Hello, Marcia. It's very simple. Look at me. Look at me. Your name is Marcia.
My name is Marcia.
Think for yourself, Marcia. Shoot him! You're an intelligent woman. Why should he tell you what to do?
He is my brother. He loves me.
Well, I was walking behind him. You had the gun. I thought...
You thought? You thought that little pin-headed friend of yours doesn't have a thought that I don't give you?
They found new partners, but fate has put them back together.
I'm not gonna lose you again.
I can't imagine my life without you in it, Bo.
Nora is missing. We're supposed to be married tonight.
Will Bo and Nora reunite?
You never stopped loving Bo.
You felt something for her.
Yes.
One Life to Live, ABC Daytime.
Don't you think, Counsel?
Hey, forget about Cooper. Remember what's important, Christina and us.
It's not that easy, Chris.
Julie, I want you to close your eyes. Oh, please, please just do this. Close your eyes. All right. I want you to visualize Christina in your arms. See your freedom. I keep seeing Cooper. Well, knock him down then, because he is nothing. Okay? Yes. There. You see, I told you, you're stronger than he is. You can do this.
I know. I know. I can't.
I didn't want to worry Julie, but did you see the look Cooper gave Kevin?
Yes, I did.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think Kevin already threw his one curveball. What do you think he's up to now?
I have no idea, but Cooper is too smart to not take the deal we made him.
Maybe.
Unless it was to spend the rest of his life in some hellhole of a prison, he's going to confess when he takes the stand.
The way Cooper was staring at you, what do you think it meant?
I guess we're going to find out right now.
All rise. This trial court of the state of New York is now in session. The Honorable Anita Martin presiding.
You seated? Let's bring in the jury. Mr. Leopold, are you ready to call your next witness?
I am, Your Honor. Defense calls Greg Cooper.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I certainly do.
Be seated. Mr.
Cooper, when did you meet the defendant?
Oh, about 2.5 years ago.
Under what circumstances?
I was holding her and 6 other interns hostage at General Hospital.
After which time you abducted her?
Yes, and held her captive in my basement.
In your basement? And during that time you withheld food and water from the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Until she was starving and debilitated?
You might say she was a shadow of her former self, yes.
Huh. Did you find her to be cooperative?
Wouldn't you be if you went without food? And the drugs helped with that, too.
Mind-altering drugs?
Psychotropic drugs, in the right dosages, can have a field day on the brain.
And were you then able to convince Julie that she was your sister Marcia, from whom you'd been separated since childhood?
Yes. If I had said she was a bird, she probably would have tried to fly.
But instead, you told her that she murdered John Kanellis.
Yes, I did.
And that isn't true either, is it, Mr. Cooper? Julie didn't murder John Kanellis. You convinced her that she was guilty, but she's not guilty at all, because you killed John Kanellis with your 2 hands. And then you concocted some elaborate plan to frame the defendant. And isn't that right, Mr. Cooper? Julie did not murder John Kanellis. You did. I asked you a question, Mr. Cooper. Isn't it true that you and you alone killed John Kanellis?
Do you actually suppose that I could escape from a maximum security institution to commit random murders whenever I wanted and never once get caught? Sounds ludicrous, doesn't it?
Your Honor,
Mr. Cooper, answer the question.
yes or no? Are you the general homicide killer?
I didn't kill anyone. It was her. Julie Devlin Ramsey. She did it.
Order! I'll have order here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Cast your vote in the Port Charles Weekly Poll, only at abc.com, part of the Go Network.
You're invited to the biggest party of the year.
Congratulations on the turnout.
All My Children's Crystal Ball.
May I have this dance?
Experience the excitement.
This is going to be a surprise announcement.
Share the romance.
Will you marry me?
You won't believe what happens.
Oh, God!
By invitation only, All My Children's Crystal Ball continues ABC Daytime.